Duquesne. They're donning the white jerseys. Dayton is clad in all red. And we're glad to have you along as the Flyers win the tap, and they'll attack things with Canatelli. Out high and underneath, they work to Dennis. Dennis will kiss it off the glass for the game's first points.
Good way to get it started for Dayton with the emergency starter getting it done.
Into the front court, here's Bazelak. She started every game this year for Duquesne. Out high, finds Bovell. Now Kalin, who had 17. Omograsso, we talked about her in the open. Nobody's made more threes in a Duquesne career besides Omograsso. Kalin will take on two defenders, split them, but cannot finish, and the rebound cleared by Dayton. And on the quick push ahead, Scaife comes up to the wing, and she'll shoot it straight on. Rimmed off, and the weak side board to Omograsso. Looking to push the guard, the former Blackhawk Cougar, up high. The Pine-Richland grad, Amanda Kalin. A minute off the clock, and it's 2-0. Duquesne looking for their first goal of the day. 3 straight losses, George Washington Fordham, and then a 3-point defeat, a tough one at UMass. Inside of 10 to shoot. Unable to back in and finish Lass, and it's coming back the other way.
Kadri Lass, usually she's pretty effective from the high post. They brought her down in the blocks that time. You saw Libby Bazelak try to get in there, get after the rebound. She does a lot of different things, Bazelak does, so keep an eye on her moving around the floor.
Point guard is Ariane Bradshaw. She's Boston, Massachusetts native. And in that short corner, finding Ward. Out high, once again, Bradshaw to reset with 15 to go on the clock. A South Carolina transfer, Bradshaw, played on a national championship team with South Carolina. Cannot finish. Duquesne the board.
It's a pretty good first year to have on your resume.
Blowing by everyone to lay it in for Duquesne, Libby Bazelak, and we're tied early.
She's really good off the dribble. She can make it happen inside the paint. Great take there by Libby Bazelak.
Scaife trying to get by a defender, trying to split 2 now. Can't finish, her own rebound, and a fresh 30. Out front for a 3, and down. Maddie Dennis, the forward from Perth, Australia.
That could be a problem for Duquesne. We understand that Dayton's a team that usually out-rebounds their opponents. Duquesne, sometimes it's the opposite.
Kalin out high. Trying to find Lass, she'll step back. Unable to finish. Good look, though.
Never afraid to take that shot from 10 to 15.
Bradshaw splitting defenders. Can't finish either. And a foul. It's coming back the other way. It'll be on Duquesne.
That was Brittany Ward coming over the back there. You saw Bazelak. I think it was Bazelak and both Bovell underneath. Ward came over top, and that's her first foul.
Flyers into the early lead here at the Palumbo Center. And the turnover by Duquesne. Bradshaw. I did play in that victory over Mississippi State on the 16-17 national championship squad.
She shot 40% as a freshman that year. That's pretty impressive in SEC play.
And a lot of transfers make up this Flyer roster. Canatelli underneath the deflection.
Good defense there by Bovell.
Duquesne able to wind the shot clock down, come out of there with the rebound.
Good job by Bovell to get in the passing lane there and deflect that pass.
Omograsso wants a screen. Doesn't quite get one, so she steps back and flushes home her first 3 of the game.
She's been doing that her entire career. She's got 253 other ones to add to it.
More than anyone in the Duke's uniform. A collision as Bradshaw hits the deck hard. Bazelak will pick it up for Duquesne.
And honestly, the way that play turned out, it looked like it was both Bazelak and Omograsso that were both there. Here's the replay here. That step back three-pointer, that's one of the biggest weapons in Chastity Omograsso's arsenal.
Into the game for Duquesne, Paige Cannon. Tied at 5 early.
Paige Cannon, one of those hard workers inside the paint. When she's inside playing defense, this team's a lot stronger in the paint.
And she helps force the jump ball arrow that will favor the Dukes.
She's got to be one of the keys as far as Duquesne getting down and doing some of that dirty work. Paige Cannon's one of those players.
Paige Cannon, Johnstown, Ohio native, the redshirt junior. Omograsso on the dribble handoff. Out high to Kalen, back to Omogrosko. Chucks up the three, can't find it, but the offensive board, the putback. Unable to finish Bazelak.
There she is again. She's all over the place. Libby Bazelak, when she's able to rebound and also make some plays on the defensive end, that's when she's really effective.
Hand check on the floor against Dayton. They'll get Whitehead, who's just checked into the game. And entering for Duquesne is Juliana Voinovich.
Kyla Whitehead, a very interesting player for Dayton. She's a pretty good rebounder, second on this team with 5 rebounds a game. As for Voinovich, she's a dangerous shooter. When she gets hot, she's hard to guard.
Omogroso finds Cannon on the elbow. And off a foot, off a leg, ball loose. Duquesne.
Great hustle by Kadri Lass.
Tees up Omogroso, and she flushes another one home. Duquesne into the lead, 8-5.
Big heads-up play by Kadri Lass, sets up that whole sequence, and Omogroso's wide open.
Early 6 for Omogroso, and we've got a foul away from the ball on the near side wing. I think they might get Cannon. Dayton will bring in a sub. Shaquila Fowler checks into the game, will replace Ariane Bradshaw.
Fowler, redshirt junior out of Wisconsin, averaging about 8 points a game.
And it finds Fowler. Fowler, the diminutive guard, trying to split defenders. Sealed off there, and out high it goes to Canatelli. Canatelli will try to work her way in. A block will be called on Duquesne.
And if my eyes serve me correctly, that might be Paige Cannon's second, and I believe that is.
And Cannon thought she had position here, but you see the feet.
And right foot came off the floor a little bit.
So 2 shots for one of the best free throw shooters in the country. The best one in the league at 90%, Cincinnati, Ohio's Lauren Canatelli. Josh mentioned earlier, 22 out of 22 in a game against St. Joseph's. This was less than a month ago on January 27th. That's second all-time in Division I history. It's the top performance from the charity stripe this year in all of college basketball.
I don't think I've done anything routinely 22 times in a row. That's really impressive.
And she's able to knock him down. A 1-point game into the front court, Bazelak. On the dribble handoff to Voinovich, out high, Omogroso. Inside of 5 minutes. 2 hands it over to that wing. And an offensive foul will be called on Duquesne. And that'll bring us to a break. Inside of 5 minutes at 4:58 remaining in our opening period. Chastity Omogroso and the Duquesne Dukes. A couple of 3-pointers to hold a 1-point lead.
Dan has that
for Duquesne. Omogroso breaking Duquesne's all-time 3-point field goals made record, now has 255. From the elbow, Dayton retakes the lead with the jumper from Scaife.
When you get Jayla Scaife going with this offense, both Scaife and Canatelli, they're 2 biggest scorers for Dayton.
Out high with the ball, Bovell in her first career start. Voinovich will get it back to Bazelak. Omogroso inside of 15 to shoot it on the deep wing. She creates some space a little too much, and she turns and looks at the official, perhaps the forearm to get a little space.
They saw a little extra push there, a little extra push and just enough to get the whistle.
Dan Burt across the way meanwhile. Curious. Jenna Schroeder, our official, along with Isaac Johnson, Nick Capel.
Dan Burt has already flashed that look a couple times already when he doesn't get an answer that he doesn't like.
Whited now to Canatelli, and she hits from the outside. Deadly there off the screen.
She holds just about every career record for 3-pointers. I think a few more, she'll hold the record for career 3-pointers made.
A couple of unanswered field goals. Can Omogroso change it? No, but into the hands. The air ball goes, and the putback is there for Voinovich to get Duquesne on the board out of the timeout.
Right place, right time. Good job by Voinovich to get the rebound and put it back in.
Canatelli nearly lost it, and will dribble handoff the basketball to Fowler. Fowler going to reset as we approach 3.5 to go. Canatelli on the wing in no particular hurry. Inside of 10 to shoot it, an opening in the corner, and the dribble pull-up. rim short by Fowler. Dukes the board.
Saw Canatelli trying to drive and open up that outside shot. It almost worked for him.
Behind the back, Bovell can't finish from the foul line, kind of forced into it. A 2-point lead for the Flyers. Fowler, her pocket picked from behind, and the loose change picked up by Lass. Now Almagrasso leads the push, gets by 2 defenders, but cannot finish, and will go back the other way quickly.
We thought she was beaten, but got another arm up just on that back hand just to get that steal.
Along the left window, Kyla Whitehead finishes, the freshman forward from Pickering, Ontario. Duquesne trailing by 4 as we come up on 2.5 to go. Almagrasso gets the play in from the sideline. She's knocked down a couple of trays. Around the perimeter to Voinovich. Voinovich trying to drive in on the kick out. The head fake. Lass will give it off to Bovell. 4, 3, 2, and in the corner, the quick catch and shoot at the buzzer. Able to knock it down, Kadri Lass, the senior forward.
We talked about how she's not afraid to dial it up from deep. She's done a lot of that. 30+% shooter for a career coming into this game.
And the Dukes within 1. Fowler to Canatelli. Canatelli to a cutter, 1 bounce, and the score for Kyla Whitehead. Whitehead has been big.
Averaging about 20 minutes a game as a freshman. She's been impressive so far this season.
Her first made field goal. Flyers up by 3 again. The good spin move, but can't finish. Lass with the right hand. Foot on the gas for Fowler. Canatelli at the elbow. Can't get the shooter's roll. And a foul coming back the other way. It'll go on the Flyers, Kyla Whitehead. 3 and 3 out on subs. And leaving the game for Duquesne, you see is Bovell for the time being.
There you see the shove there into the back of Libby Bazelak, and that's going to be Kyla Whitehead's, I believe, her second foul.
3 on Dayton in the opening period. Duquesne is already over the limit. Along the baseline into the game, Staffolino for the first time.
Angela Staffolino out of Rollsburg, West Virginia. She's been rotating in a little bit more frequently these past couple of games, has earned quite a few minutes and trying to make the most of it.
Redshirted last year. Dad, a 3-year letter winner and an offensive lineman at Maryland. A great athlete, the 6'2" redshirted junior.
That explains the toughness inside the paint.
Staffolino, 2 hands it up high to Connor Richardson, who's into the lineup for the first time today, the former Carleton Cougar. Approaching a minute in our opening quarter. Dukes a chance to tie or pull within 1 perhaps. Almagrasso couldn't quite get the screen set up. And out high it goes to reset things. Voinovich, 3 to shoot it, turns it over to Dayton.
Great defense by Dayton. They picked the perfect time to trap Voinovich and force a turnover.
Just inside of 45 seconds in our opening quarter. A 16-13 Dayton lead.
Good job to force the tie up there and get the possession arrow.
The Dukes shooting just 5 out of 15, 33% in our opening quarter. Meanwhile, Dayton at a 46% mark. Off the inbound, Almagrasso able to stay on the right side of the 10-second strike. Almagrasso rejected, picked up by Bradshaw. Bradshaw along the baseline to a cutter down the lane, but the pass a little bit behind Ward, and the Dukes inside of 30 seconds to go on the shot clock off have an opportunity to pull within 1, perhaps tie it up. 2
big plays by Angela Staffolino there. Getting down the floor, she rushed the ball handler to force the bad play and force the pass. Then she gets the deflection on the inside to bring it back the other way. Great hustle by 54.
Almagrasso winding it down, wants the high screen, and will wing it over to the right side, but a little short. As time expires, Voinovich could not tie, so Duquesne scores with 6 points. An assist and a rebound as well. She's one of 29 in Duquesne history with 1,000 points and has made more 3-pointers than any other Duke in history.
Also worked her way up to 5th place on the all-time scoring list for Duquesne, so she's been doing a lot of work this season.
Dayton, though, with the lead. And the ball as we begin play here in the second. Canatelli taking it underneath. Is fouled, she'll get a couple of shots. Duquesne foul on Angela Staffolino.
Sorry about that. Tried to get a last-minute hand in there trying to knock the ball loose near the foul line, but they saw her get a little skin there, so they're calling 2 shots.
Canatelli 5 in the opening period, including 2 of 2 from the charity stripe. And a 4-point lead for Dayton, which matches their largest here in the early going. Dayton winning 3 in a row. They have not won 4 in a row yet this year. Canatelli good on both. And she, along with Almagrasso, leading all scores. So the 5-point deficit for Duquesne as they get to work with Voinovich. Staffolino now to the right side, finding Bazelak. Teeing up the 3, and coming up short is Staffolino. But Duquesne hangs on, never hit iron, so they had to get the quick 3 off and did so with Voinovich.
Good presence of mind by Connor Richardson to get that short shot underneath the baseline. Knew you had to get it back out because he didn't hit the rim on the first attempt, and Voinovich just drains it.
2-point game. Scaife coughs it up, now throws it into the backcourt.
Connor Richardson there on the floor.
The 2-on-1, well defended. The jump ball tied up by Bradshaw. Duquesne with a good opportunity there with the 2-on-1, could not really get anything off.
That's a tough defensive play there by Bradshaw, tying the ball up 2-on-1. You saw Voinovich looking for the pass to Bazelak, but Bradshaw ties it up before she can get it out and forces a jump ball.
A chance to tie for the Dukes. Take the lead perhaps. Voinovich out high. For Duquesne, 4 of their 6 made shots have been from beyond the arc. Richardson was waiting for a screen. Out high, now down low. And underneath, unable to finish, Staffolino.
Tried to work it down into that block, but Staffolino couldn't get it off the glass there. Good look by Kadri Lass to get it to her.
Bradshaw to Canatelli. Canatelli trying to get by a defender, able to do so, scoring her 9th point in this opening half.
Good drive there by Canatelli. We talked about how she can do it inside and outside, and sometimes if you're shooting it well outside, that opens up the drive game.
Connor Richardson flipping it off to Bazelak. Bazelak doubled along the sideline, and a foul on the floor. It'll be on Dayton. And a sub in on Almagrasso after getting some rest. Re-enters the game for Duquesne. Canatelli, take a look there, the Cincinnati, Ohio native. A decorated career in the early going. She, too, much like Almagrasso.
Both really capable inside-out players, both pretty proficient at the stripe. Of course, Canatelli, one of the best in the country.
From the short corner, Lass a little quick on the shot. And the rebound to Dayton. 4-point lead for the Flyers. Bradshaw off the hand of Dayton's Maddie Dennis. And quickly re-entering the game, or at least for the first time today, I should say, is Laia Soleil, a transfer from Maine, native of Spain, sitting out last year for the transfer rules. Has 3 years of eligibility, though, remaining, and she enters for Duquesne for the first time today. Almagrasso and the Dukes trailing by 4. And the hand check around midcourt by Bradshaw.
Bradshaw's been pretty aggressive in this second quarter, especially making plays near that stripe. We saw her down here in the paint on that 2-on-1 that she was able to force into a jump ball. And there she goes again, but they get her for a foul this time.
Almagrasso on the Duke, and the Dukes trailing by 4. The jump hook with the left goes Soleil.
Dan, I love this idea to get it to her quickly. She averaged 9 points a game as a freshman at Maine. She can score inside the paint, and they went to her quickly.
From the corner, the baseline drive by Ward. Foul called on Duquesne. Maddie Dennis, as she put up the shot, will get a couple of shots for the Dayton Flyers.
I think that whistle caught Laya Soleil off guard. She's called for the foul, but not the fact that she was called for the foul, but maybe the lateness of the whistle. That whistle didn't go off until after that shot came off the backboard.
And Soleil, though, came from behind. You saw, got her with the left arm on her left shoulder. So a couple of shots for Maddie Dennis, Perth, Australia, getting her first start of the year, biology major. Off the bench, did have a double-double against Georgia Tech back on the 21st of December, and puts the Flyers up 21-18.
She's confirming a good decision for Shauna Green so far, the head coach for Dayton. She's got 6 points in this early going and a couple of buckets to open the game.
Good from the free throw line. The Flyers are a perfect 6 out of 6 this afternoon, and they hold the 4-point edge. Who came into the front court on the deep wing. Bazelak to Richardson. Open in that short corner, knocking down the long J for Duquesne. Kadri Lass, the senior forward.
That's her office. She loves to use that long two, whether it's from the high post or on the sides. She can dial it up from 3, and that's a really big part, adding to that offense when they can't get to their shooters outside.
Canatelli, meanwhile, has had a good game early. Dennis handing off to Bradshaw. Back to Dennis. She had a look, but was a little strong on it. And we're on the floor, going over the back. Are they going to get Almagrasso? I believe they are.
It looked like underneath the basket there, Bazelak and
Bazelak.
I want to say if that's I want to say it was Bradshaw that were tangled up there trying to get positioning, and Bazelak maybe a little bit too much of a push there.
6:08 in the second period. Canatelli out the inbound. Doubled there, lost it out of bounds. Duquesne ball.
Connor Richardson held her position pretty well near the baseline. Just let Canatelli's body, let that forward motion and let her body weight just carry to the floor there. Maybe expecting a foul and didn't get one, but good positioning there by Connor Richardson.
Richardson up high. Almagrasso steps inside the circle, back out to Richardson. Trying to back in, the jump hook, and foul to Soleil.
Good job by Laya Soleil to get positioning there underneath again. Second time they go inside to her. She's been establishing herself pretty quickly in this game, and now she gets to shoot too. There you see her working against Jordan Wilmoth for Dayton, and being able to get herself involved in this offense quickly is something that this team could need and definitely could use moving forward.
Soleil 70% on the year, missing the first. Duquesne's first trip to the charity stripe today. Missed them both.
Wow.
A rarity. It remains a 2-point game. The foul line jumper. String music for Dayton's Jayla Scaife.
And she did that right in the face of Laya Soleil, had a hand in front of her, and didn't even matter. She drained it.
Back to a 4-point lead for the Flyers. Unable to find the bottom Voinovich. Duquesne able to come out of there with the ball in a fresh 30. And a good look to a cutter down the lane. Finishing nicely, Kadri Lass.
All it took was active hands from Laya Soleil. She knocked the ball away, got possession of it. Lass cutting towards the lane. Good pass. Finishes with the layup.
From the short corner, a little short for Jordan Wilmoth. Duquesne the rebound. Duke's pulling down their 11th. They're hanging on the glass, -4 to Dayton. But Dayton, keep in mind, is the best rebounding team in all the A-10. A chance to tie or take the lead for the Dukes. Richardson for the lead. Off the mark. Crashing the boards. Almagrasso comes out of there with it. Now spots up for the triple. Short on that one as well. And Dayton finally in the corner. Coming away with it is Shaquila Fowler. Fowler up the floor looking to hand it off. Finds Canatelli. An open look. Too strong on that triple look. Crashing for the basketball. But unable to come up with it, Dayton. Duquesne trailing by 2 inside of 4.5 minutes here at the Palumbo Center. The Dukes, if you're joining us late, trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. Dayton, meanwhile, has won 3 straight. An opening, Amogrosso dishes off and fouled underneath.
Elias Soleil is going to go back to the line here, but it was really credited because Chastity Amogrosso able to drive the lane, got a couple screens. Soleil crashes down. He was wide open for the pass there. Couldn't get it to go, but she'll go attention around Laya when she transferred her. Of course, a lot of respect for her older sister Judith, who is here, by the way, with our crew. So it's good to see her around. But getting a chance to watch little sister do her thing, and she's played in all 22 games this season, averaging about 14 minutes a game, and she hits both free throws there to tie it up.
24 all here in the second period. Thanks for joining us here from the A.J. Palumbo Center. Dan Zangerli, Josh Taylor calling a big one for Duquesne. At 5-4, losing their last 3 in the league, they essentially need to win out to have postseason aspirations. Dayton, meanwhile, is hoping to repeat as A-10 champs. They're in 3rd place. On that short corner, and Chandler gets the roll.
That took a handful of bounces in the inner rim and finally went down.
Soleil to work. Amogrosso. Amogrosso's hit a couple of trays. That was in the opening period, though. Amanda Kalin back into the game. And she'll return it. Underneath, Duquesne able to score.
Good shot fake, putting it on the floor by Kadri Lass. She had knocked so many shots down outside that it maybe opened up that opportunity to put it on the floor, and she benefited.
Dayton turning the ball over. And you could feel the pendulum swinging the Dukes' way here in this tie game at 26 all. Dayton did have a 5-point lead earlier in this period, but Duquesne has outscored the Flyers by 3 in the period.
Duquesne finally starting to settle down in the rhythm in the half court.
Voinovich with an opening,
Able
to drop it in, and the Dukes have the lead. The last lead for Duquesne since the 5-10 mark in our opening period.
Little hesitation, opened up the left side of the lane, and Voinovich had it wide open to just drive it in and kiss it off the glass.
Fight for the rebound, unable to corral it. Chandler steps on the end line, and a sub in for the Duquesne Dukes. Scaife will re-enter, and will take out of the game Jenna Giacone, who is in for just a brief period. Chandler from Toronto.
Worth pointing out here for Duquesne, they've actually done a pretty good job of positioning themselves in the glass. Knowing Dayton's such a good rebounding team, Duquesne has worked pretty hard to at least get good positioning down low and make it harder for Dayton to pull the ball off the glass.
Voinovich two-handing out high to Loss to Amogrosso. Amogrosso. Amanda Kalin, the Pine Richland Ram. Out on the wing, Voinovich inside of 10 to shoot her pocket pick. Stolen away and then fouls. Tough sequence there.
Canatelli took that one right off of Voinovich. Might have been a little out of control in the crossover dribble. Canatelli saw that, picked it out, and tried to take it the other way, and Voinovich with the quick foul.
Another look. Using the left hand. Canatelli, Voinovich using the right hand. One got a steal, the other a foul. A chance to tie or take the lead for the Flyers. Canatelli for the lead. Yes, there it is for Dayton. She is leading all scores with 12 points, her second from downtown. Talked about her in the open, absolutely deadly. She's closing in on the school record in three-pointers made.
33% three-point shooter this season.
Soleil backing in, trying to dish off. Turnover, Duquesne.
Looks like they're going to call that a 3-second violation.
1:49 to play in our second period. 29-28 Dayton. The fadeaway, unable to graze iron Chandler into the hands of the Dukes. Backing in, and a good move with the right hand by Kadri Lass.
Really impressed with what she's done all day today. She's done it from outside. She's worked her way inside the paint, used that spin move, using that quickness with her feet to get herself available to get some shots in.
70 seconds to play before the halftime mark here on this Sunday afternoon on the Bluff. A tight one so far through the opening 2 quarters. Duquesne foul. Dukes are now over the limit. That's number 5.
block there on Voinovich, and she got tangled up there with Candatelli. Watch her get around her here, and Voinovich tried to provide a little bit of a hindrance there, but maybe a little bit of a too much, and she'll go to the line to shoot two.
Voinovich picking up her first personal. Dan Burt inquiring.
He's in a couple of those conversations today, trying to get some understanding as to what he's seeing.
It's official Nick Capel. And we're tied at 30. A minute to go before halftime. Omogrosso's been quiet after a couple of early threes. Voinovich on the wing. Voinovich chucks up the three and gets it to go. Number 5 on the afternoon for Duquesne.
If you look at her shooting motion, it looks like sometimes that ball won't go in, but the rotation that she puts on it can really kind of change that trajectory part of the way through. Didn't look good coming out of the hands, but by the time it went in, it looked pretty true.
Chandler handing off to Scaife. Scaife along 2. Airballed it out of bounds. No, they're going to say it's tipped, and it stays with Dayton.
The good news is that was great defense by Laya Soleil to force the short shot. The bad news, since they called that deflection, it means Dayton retains possession. But 9 seconds left in the shot clock, so a good stop here by Duquesne might be able to neutralize this possession for Dayton.
23.1 in the half. Chandler, the inbounder for the Flyers. And in the short corner, a big shot by Scaife to pull Dayton within 1.
She's their leading scorer for a reason, and she made that look really easy near the baseline.
Omogrosso with the shot clock off inside of 10 seconds. Omogrosso with 5. 2 defenders, floats one up, no good. And with a second left, Dayton gets the rebound.
The beginning of this 3-game losing streak was a loss to George Washington by 1 point after they came back from down 20.
And we are underway with the second half. The Flyers will attack things towards our right. And a deflected pass and a foul will be called underneath quickly. It'll go against Duquesne.
Amanda Kalin came down underneath. She was up against Brittany Ward and tried to get some positioning there. Actually got her hand on the ball, but the other one got on Ward's wrist, so she will shoot 2.
And Dayton good from the line today, now 8 out of 9 from the charity stripe. First trip there today by Ward. Ties and gives the Flyers the lead. In our opening seconds of the third period, Duquesne with Omogrosso. Out there with Bovell, Bazelak, Kalin, and Lass. Kalin on the elbow, looking to two-hand it over to somebody, and finds in the short right corner Lass, who's sealed off there, and out high. It goes to Bovell. First career start for Bovell. Lass, though, misses the jumper. Kalin is pushed out as she tried to corral the loose ball.
Looks like it was Jayla Scaife that was down there on the baseline with her, and she had a good path to the ball, and Scaife just an extra hand to get the push and get called for the foul.
Duquesne trailing by 1. And able to knock down the long 2 is Lass.
Kadri Lass, she's been really impressive in this game. I want to say that's her 14th point so far. And she's been doing it not only with long 2s, but a couple behind the arc. She's been really impressive, and she's been pacing this offense for Duquesne.
2 of 2 from behind the arc, 6 out of 13 Duquesne in this game. Candatelli off of the inbound. Scaife up high to Ward. Ward has it poked away.
Good defense there by Holly Bovell to knock that one away and bring it back up the floor for Duquesne.
Omogrosso fouled on a dribble drive down right of the key. Bradshaw picks it up for the Dayton Flyers with Duquesne in the lead by 2. Checking in, Fowler.
And Chastity Omogrosso, she's really dangerous when she drives here. She has that scoop layup that she uses a lot. Ariane Bradshaw tried to beat her to the spot, a little bit too much hip when she collided with her and got the foul.
Kalin off the inbound. Kalin the crossover. Gets it right back from Lass. Kaylin with the opening, able to finish for Duquesne. And the Dukes' lead of 4 is their largest.
Amanda Kaylin's another player we didn't see a lot of in the first half besides Paige Cannon. But she has that ability to both shoot deep and she can drive. She showed it there.
Ward out high. Scaife now resetting things. Let's see what Fowler can do here. Fowler trying to weave her way through and kicks. Ward too short. And the carom finds Amagrasso. 3 defenders. Will she take them on or will she kick? She takes them on, cannot finish. And it's Dayton ball. Do you think she kicks on that? She might have a look in the corner.
She's fearless when she drives the lane. As small as she is, she has no problem going in through those tall trees and putting that scoop layup up.
Canatelli lost it on the floor. Able to come out of there with it. Fowler cutting Ward, unable to finish. Kaylin the rebound.
We saw Bazelak and Bovell on the floor there trying to get that ball back.
Kaylin had it poked out, able to save it. And out front for a 3. Unable to knock it down was Bazelak.
Clean look. She thought she had that one.
So did I. By 4, the Flyers trail as we come up on 7.5 to go here from the Palumbo Center, third quarter. 3-game win streak, Dayton, 3-game losing streak, Duquesne. Duquesne needs this one badly to keep postseason aspirations alive. Turnaround, long 2, unable to get the shooter's roll, Scaife. Duquesne the rebound. They've done a good job boxing out.
That was Bovell there on the ball defense.
Kaylin able to draw a foul, taking it hard to the goal.
This is what I like to see from Amanda Kaylin. When she's aggressive and she can use that positioning, she's a really good dribbler. And a lot of times you'll see her work the ball around in the perimeter, but when she's aggressive in driving the paint, she's able to open up this offense a lot more because you have to worry about other shooters around her. You still have to worry about Amagrasso. You still have to worry about Lass and Bazelak. So when she can drive, it opens it all up.
First trip to the line this afternoon for Amanda Kaylin. Gibsonia native, the 5'8" sophomore from Pine Richland. Coming off a career night, 17 points against UMass. And a number of offers to play soccer coming out of high school. The righty shot is up, and Duquesne leads by 5.
And that's big with Jayla Scaife coming off the floor, Dayton's leading scorer. So Duquesne, good time to open up a lead here.
At the foul line extended. Fowler and now Bradshaw. Between the circles, inside of 15 to shoot it. They reset. The high screen is set, splitting defenders and all the way to the goal. Good straight line drive by Arian Bradshaw.
That was pretty much textbook as far as opening up space with that screen and getting her some open area to get to the floor for the bucket.
Bazelak tries to work a high screen herself. And it's deflected, taken away by Dayton. Dayton to Canatelli, and off rim left.
Good job by Bovell. Even though she had the turnover, she got out there and got a hand in front of Canatelli's face to force the bad shot.
But Duquesne turns it over. And the moving 3, a travel will be called. Pulled down the head fake there on that 3. Fowler thought about teeing it up, but then shuffled the feet. And that's a big turnover for Dayton.
Here's another thing to look at. Chastity Omagrosso just pulled up lame here. She's limping down the floor. And this is why this is important. If you think back a few games beforehand, against George Washington, she had a really bad collision, twisted her ankle a little bit, tried to stay in the game, had the shot for the game-winning opportunity against George Washington. It fell short. So to see her limping over here again kind of brings probably some memories of that game a couple weeks ago to some fans around here.
And they are tending to that right foot, Josh, so we'll try to get a shot of that to see if she's able to come back in and if she's getting any treatment. She's going to stay on the bench here for the time being. Connor Richardson is into the game for Duquesne. And by a defender, able to use the athleticism to put Duquesne up 41-36 inside of 6 minutes to go.
Connor Richardson is so quick and agile. You see most of it defensively when she does her thing, but to get that layup, really huge.
Whitehead trying to back in. Bowled over Duquesne's Bovell, who took the charge.
I talked about this before the game started, how Hallie Bovell plays a little bit of edge. She's not afraid to get in there and mix it up with bigger players, and you see her there holding positioning, takes that elbow, and goes to the floor.
Shauna Green, third year as the Dayton Flyers head coach, calling a timeout with 5:51 to go.
Taped her back up. She came right back out. She had an opportunity to try to knock down the game-winning shot on a layup. That attempt did not go, but a really tough performance for her with that ankle injury.
On the wing, Bazelak for Duquesne. Corner for Connor Richardson. Trying to back in Soleil with the jump hook, kisses it off the glass into the game, immediately scores. Great bench production from Soleil this afternoon, and Duquesne extends its largest lead. 7 points here in this third period.
When you see that jump hook, it looks like it's not going to have the right trajectory to get in there, but she continues to use it, and it's working for her.
Hit the square, it'll work. The jump pass over to the corner, and a three on the way, and that's a big one for Arian Bradshaw and Dayton to keep this within striking distance.
Great look for Dayton to get that pass into the corner and set up the corner three. Good possession.
Soleil with the left hand, unable to find the bottom. Loose ball on the floor. Duquesne able to grab it, and Dan Burt keeps possession of the basketball with the called timeout. 4 minutes, 53 seconds, period 3. And Soleil over there on the floor. Judith is part of our crew, and here's Laya handing the ball off to Voinovich for Duquesne in the lead, 43-39, third quarter. And a foul on the floor.
And of course, Judith played her collegiate basketball career at Duquesne as well. Her eligibility ended last season, so now you see Laya on the floor after sitting out as a transfer. And after her freshman season in Maine, where she was the Conference 6 Player of the Year, she was all-rookie team, and she was a finalist for Rookie of the Year in the America East Conference. So a pretty good resume coming in just from one season.
Voinovich knocks down the free throw. She was fouled by Jayla Scaife of Dayton. Out of the game is Whitehead. Into the game for the Flyers is Ward. We'll also bring back into the contest Dennis and send out Jordan Wilmeth.
That's 3 fouls for Jayla Scaife, something to keep an eye on.
Scaife, number 5 scorer in all of the A-10. The Muncie, Indiana native, the junior guard for Dayton. Trailing Duquesne by 5-6, as both free throws are good by Voinovich. Kadri Lass back into the lineup, and Soleil will check out of the game.
12 points for Juliana Voinovich, and she's 4 of 7 from the floor. When she's actually in that rhythm and shooting well, this offense looks a lot more multifaceted, and it helps them a lot.
Scaife on the wing. Scaife finding Dennis on a bounce. Ward at the elbow, and a whistle. Hand check.
Dayton was trying to find Arian Bradshaw over there on the wing, and they were trying to set screens for her to get open, but Chastity Almagrosso would not give her any space to get free for the ball. So Almagrosso doing a pretty good job to deny her.
Scaife on the elbow. On the kick out, Canatelli drives up the baseline. Tried to reverse the layup. Was denied, pulled down. Duquesne into the lead by 6 points. Voinovich was fouled. Jump pass over to the corner, the long two. Loss gets the shooter's roll. Hit off the back iron and fell down to put the Dukes up by 8.
Good job by Voinovich to see her open on that left side, and she's been having that shot all day long.
Duquesne off of the missed shot, another rebound. Dukes with their 23rd. And all the way to the goal, driving Bazelak to draw a foul. How about Duquesne? Now on the boards, Josh, +3, 23-20. They've out-rebounded the best rebounding team in all of the A-10.
And they've done a lot of it with just positioning and having an extra jersey down there. They've had at least 2 or 3 jerseys down in that paint. And just about every possession Dayton's had. There you see Libby Bazelak getting into the lane there. She's really quick, does a lot of things differently, as I mentioned before. She can shoot, she can drive. She's pretty strong defensively as well. As you see the second one rim out there.
8-2, the rebounds favoring Duquesne here in this third quarter. 9-point deficit for Dayton at 48-39. 15-7, they've been outscored by Duquesne here in this third. Fowler off the high screen to the mid blocks. Now out front, the ball deflected away by Bazelak.
There she is.
And she finishes with the left hand.
I warned you about what she can do defensively, and there she makes that play for an easy bucket.
Duquesne into their largest lead.
If nothing else, Dan Burt's got to be pleased with that. That's something that he's always emphasizing, is using that defense to turn it into offense.
The Dukes had a 1-point lead at the break. They've outscored Dayton by 10 here in the third. An 11-point lead as the Flyers get to work, trailing 50-39. One step, two step, unable to finish. Offensive board sent back where it came from. Duquesne comes out of there. What a series defensively by the Dukes.
Now Bovell with the block.
Amagrasso draws the foul. Good to see Chastity back into the game.
That was Hallie Bovell making that block. I talked about this before the game. This is her first career start. I mentioned how she plays with an edge, that aggression defensively, and she does it both defensively and rebounding, but she got the block that set up that sequence going the other way for Amagrasso for the layup attempt, and now she shoots two.
Amagrasso is 77% free throw shooter. Duquesne has extended their lead. It is 8-0 over the last 1 minute and 46 seconds. The Blackhawk Cougar hits both. Amagrasso putting Duquesne in the lead 52-39.
Quite a tradition of Blackhawk High School guards coming out of that school.
Holy smokes, where do we begin? As long as the deep sea scroll, the names.
A couple of them became pretty good coaches, too.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Speaking of Dayton, huh? Dan Burt. What's he upset about, Josh?
I think they're trying to say that we saw Duquesne get a steal there. It looked like Libby Bazelak had forced the steal, but then they stopped play and trying to understand what the call is here. Looks like Dan Burt's trying to understand, too, and not liking what he hears.
Whatever it is, Shauna Green seems to be upset as well.
Actually, it looks like it's going to be
a technical.
Is that a technical foul?
Or an intentional?
Ah, there we go.
Team technical. This is going to be on Shauna Green, and ooh, she is apparently walking the tightrope.
And honestly, this is something that dates back to maybe the second quarter. We saw her have a couple of really heated discussions with the officials, a couple things that she did not like. So this has been boiling over since the first half.
And Duquesne hitting the free throws has extended their lead to 53-39, a 10-0 run. Make it 14-3. So the shots and the ball for the Dukes.
And having a 14-point lead, that's a big advantage this late in the third period.
Talk about the train coming off the tracks for Dayton. Good news for Duquesne. Outscoring 20-7, 23-7 after the three made by Kadri Lass.
There's no other way to describe it. Kadri Lass is on fire today.
At the elbow, Dennis out high it goes to Fowler. How about Dayton just simply falling apart here in the third? Coming up on 2 minutes to go. Fowler forcing up the shot. No good. The offensive rebound, Bradshaw losing the ball out of bounds, deflected by Duquesne.
Guess who with the active hands getting near the floor? Hallie Bovell again. There's just been a collection of them. It's been Bovell, it's been Bazelak. It's been a handful of players. Kaylin, all of them either getting hands out there or getting to the floor to make plays and hustling.
And it is Bovell deflecting the inbound away out of bounds towards the baseline right.
We haven't seen a lot from her on the stat sheet, but she has contributed in so many different ways to make it harder for Dayton to score points.
And making the most of her first career start. Inside of 2 minutes. Bovell, in the face of the shooter, actually fouls Jayla Scaife.
She didn't like that foul call too much. She thought she did her job pretty well. Maybe a little frustrated there. And that's her first foul of this game. That shows you just how well she's been playing defensively to avoid getting called for a lot of fouls, and she forces that shot with Jayla Scaife.
Scaife had her toe just inside the line. Thought it might be a free throw opportunity for Jayla Scaife, the 5'10 junior, owner of 4 double-doubles this year. Scaife now with 9 points. Her first trip to the charity stripe, where the Flyers are 10 out of 11, now 10 of 12 as the back end is missed. 16-point lead for the Dukes. Proceeding front court, Voinovich. Up in her space is Fowler. Too much so, knocking her to the ground. Dayton committing their 9th foul here in this third quarter.
You saw Bovell trying to set the screen there for Voinovich. Fowler came around there. Here's another look at it. Bovell with the screen, but Fowler, after ricocheting off of Bovell, falls into Voinovich, and that's what causes the foul. She's going to shoot two.
Preseason all-conference Juliana Voinovich, 81% on the year. Played just 8 minutes against UMass. And Voinovich scoring her 13th point.
The thing about Voinovich is she's a really strict rhythm shooter. But when that rhythm is true, they just continue to fall in.
Good rhythm there. And the largest lead of the afternoon for the Dukes, 18 points. Dayton needs to do something. Nearly turning it over. Active hands.
Hallie Bovell wanted that one. She wanted it really badly. Outstanding job by her today.
Sports marketing major from Hamilton, Ontario, Hallie Bovell. 94 seconds to play, third quarter. Fowler, left of the lane, trying to back it in. Scaife out high. Back to Fowler, straight line drive, rejected. And Duquesne out of there with the basketball.
That was Kadri Lass on the block. She's been doing that her entire career.
In the lane and mauled to the floor, but no foul called. Libby Bazelak. And there's a technical foul that'll be called on Duquesne. Ooh. And we're going to shoot two the other way.
I'm going to take a guess that someone didn't like that there was no foul called on that drive by Libby Bazelak. That's going to be my guess.
Bazelak with 5 points, 2 out of 5 shooting, and will of course award the free throws to Canatelli, the 90% free throw shooter coming in.
There's Dan Burt trying to get an understanding of what that team technical was. We've seen technicals on each side called now. And I think the thing that is equally as frustrating for Dan Burt, not just the technical, but the fact that there was no foul called on that drive by Bazelak when she had clear positioning to try to get that shot up, and she was clearly impeded from getting that shot off.
Duquesne has hit 5 of their last 7. The hoop and the harm. Lass able to convert, and Lass goes over 20 points with her 9th made field goal today.
Good eyes by Voinovich to see Lass coming off that screen, just curling underneath. She gets to the block, puts it off the glass, and we talked about this already. She's been hot the entire day. She gets another bucket with a chance to make it a 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Kadri Lass, 21 points on 9 of 14 shooting from the field today, and her first trip to the line. To convert a 3-point play, she does so. And Duquesne, a lead of 19 points. What a third period it's been here at the Palumbo Center, and a really important game for Duquesne, trying to snap their 3-game losing streak. Bradshaw, meanwhile, the dribble handoff to Scaife. Canatelli off the screen. Missed the 3 short, and out of there with the basketball, Duquesne. Bovell hits the deck, loose ball, who wants it more? Everybody flying for it. Duquesne had it momentarily, and finally, here comes Dayton. Down the lane, Scaife was fouled.
That's going to be on Kadri Lass, her second, but that entire sequence, how many times throughout this game have we seen Hallie Bovell working off of loose balls, trying to play in-your-face defense, getting to the floor for the loose ball? She's been doing that from the entire time since she started in this game. And now you're seeing why Dan Burt likes her on the floor, because that energy, she brings it, and it never shuts off. And it almost turned into yet another turnover for Duquesne.
61-42. Up and good on the first of 2 free throws. Jayla Scaife in this second half. Only 2 made field goals by the Dayton Flyers. Of the 11 points that they've scored, 6 have come from the free throw line. Second one rolls in.
Kadri Lass comes off the floor. Paige Cannon checks in for Duquesne.
Cannon picked up 2 early fouls and was on the bench the majority of the first half. Almagrasso now back in running the show. 30 seconds to go. Third quarter. Almagrasso takes it all the way.
There's that scoop layup we've talked about. She got that one to go.
Duquesne the lead, back to 19. Shot clock is off for Dayton. What a third quarter it has been for Duquesne.
lot of it has been based off the defense that they've played. It's been really aggressive and strong.
Foul on Bradshaw going to the goal. 11 points in this quarter for Kadri Lass of Duquesne. The Dukes 9 out of 14 shooting, 2 out of 13 in this third period for the Dayton Flyers. 7 of 8 from the charity stripe in this third quarter. Rimmed out, Arian Bradshaw on the first of 2 free throws. Amagrasso, quick word as they huddle up in the paint. Assuming they get the ball with 3.9 left in this third quarter. Bradshaw 66% on the year. Cannon trapped in the corner, 2-1, won't be able to get a shot off. And the third quarter, what a third quarter it was for Duquesne. Putting up, assuming the Duquesne could hold on, and the Dukes, if they can go to 6-4, boy, what that would mean for a potential postseason berth for the Dukes.
We talked about this before the game. Needing to win this game was so important, not only to keep from going 500 in the conference, but they're already a 500 team overall.
Amagrasso, rim short, but the weak side board, Bazelak. And out front, Voinovich back to Bazelak for a season high. No, can't find the bottom of the barrel. And how about that sequence by Bovell?
This is what Libby Bazelak and Hallie Bovell do the best. When they are moving around and making plays all over the floor, that's when they're the most effective. You saw that sequence. Bovell got the first rebound. She got herself an open shot. Then you see Bovell. She comes down on the other side on the back end. We've seen that a lot. Duquesne has been crashing the other side of the floor off of shots to get rebounds.
Triggering in Amagrasso to Cannon, handing it right back off to Chastity. Voinovich up high. And here's Bovell. Bovell looking to get it to Bazelak. Outside, it'll find Amagrasso again with the left-hand dribble. To that short corner, Bovell with the open look, but can't finish. And the rebound pulled down by Canatelli of Dayton. Foot on the gas. She comes up, stutter steps, takes on a defender, flips up a shot, and is fouled with the left hand as she goes down hard on the deck.
That was a strong take to the lane by Canatelli. She put her head down, just put that shoulder right into Hallie Bovell's chest and went up strong. Didn't get the bucket, but she will go to the line for 2.
Bovell, by the way, has 3 fouls. Something to take a look at. As more free throws are coming Lauren Canatelli's way. Canatelli today for the Flyers, 15, make it 16 points. And now an 8 out of 9 performance from the charity stripe, where Dayton has gone 16 of 19. 16 of their 46 points from the free throw line.
Including half of Canatelli's 16. 3 of 8 from the floor.
Bovell, meanwhile, checked out of the game. Second free throw rolls out, no good. Into the lineup, but Kadri Lass pulling down that rebound. Bazelak on the wing. Cannon out high. Voinovich on the left side. Voinovich jacks one straight on and finds the bottom of the barrel, and Duquesne pours it on in the lead by 20 points.
She is feeling it. When she's in that rhythm, she is almost impossible to guard. You saw her pull up there from that distance and nail it.
An interesting foul call on the Dukes. Thought the Dukes were straight up, but a foul is called. Pretty good defense by Duquesne there, but a few shots going to Jayla Scape's way.
Now that's Kadri Lass's 4th foul, so we might see her get pulled here in a moment or 2.
Kadri Lass with a game-high 22 points, 1 shy of her season high, 3 shy of her career high. And Bovell, who just checked out, will get Lass out of the game.
Same hustle, she goes on the floor, she comes back on the floor with 2-sport athlete, also in the Duquesne track team. A lot of energy and athleticism.
Both free throws good. Now backcourt pressure. Duke's able to break it. Voinovich across the timeline inside the circle. Voinovich thought about stepping back and firing off the 3. Instead, Bazelak fires outside. The pump by Amagrasso, 15 to go. Out front, Bazelak. Bazelak inside of 10. Will get it off to Amagrasso. Amagrasso tries to weave her way through. The scoop shot no good, but is able to get fouled, and she'll get a couple of shots.
If you've come to a Duquesne game at the Palumbo Center, you've seen Chastity Amagrasso play. You see a lot of the same things with her. You see her try to find some space. All she needs to crack to get to the lane. That scoop shot, sometimes it doesn't go in, sometimes it doesn't go in, but it will get her to the line. That's exactly what it's done again here.
Give her 12 on the afternoon. Amogroso one of 3 Dukes in double figures. Lass with the 22. Vojinovic has 17, and now Amogroso. Well, she had 2,686 career points, 6th among all WPIL players all time, more than the great Swin Cash.
And that's saying something. Swin Cash is probably one of the better women's basketball players in the entire country.
Bradshaw all the way, flips it up over the goal, and the board pulled down by Dayton. Out high, the ball finds Fowler. 20-point deficit for Dayton. Time starting to tick away on the Flyers. Long two, jacked home by Fowler, the Milwaukee, Wisconsin native.
She's done a good job of getting herself space all day long, except the shots just haven't fallen, and she finally got one to go there.
And her first of the afternoon. Amogroso high right. Amogroso straight line drive, but can't finish there. And the rebound pulled down by Fowler, her 4th of the game. To that left corner, Bradshaw. And a foul underneath. Away from the ball with 7:21 left. It will be a Duquesne foul. Amogroso picks it up. Number 2 on Chastity. Duquesne with 3. The ball in to the corner. And it's missed long by Dennis.
Vojinovic pulled out that rebound with one hand. She was tangled up there, and they didn't call it.
Press on. Cannon gets it to Amogroso. And the Dukes will try to wind the little clock in no particular hurry. Leading by 18. Their largest lead has been 20. Vojinovic fouled.
Looks like Bradshaw's going to get that call there. She tried to get some space there, and Bradshaw got a hook into her.
4 on Bradshaw. Connor Richardson takes Amogroso out of the game. Another look. Yep, came up underneath the left arm with her right hand. 3 on Duquesne in the period. And they're going to get Bradshaw out of there and bring in Jenna Giaconi, the Del Mar, New York 6'1" junior guard. She'll play for the 2nd time today, 1st time in the half. On the pull-up, the shot knocked down by Libby Bazelak. With now 7 points on her 3rd made field goal, Duquesne back up by 20.
That is Libby Bazelak doing a lot of what she does. When she can find open space and get those shots off, she brings in some pretty good points for them.
Richardson disturbing Canatelli at the top of the wing, and a timeout called by head coach Shauna Green, year number 3. Dayton with just 1 timeout remaining in this game. Canatelli on the wing for the Flyers. Out front, the ball finds Fowler. Thanks for joining us here at the Palumbo Center on this Sunday afternoon, along with Josh Taylor, Dan Zhang. Really glad to have you along. The step back Jay missed. Fowler, offensive rebound and the putback, no good either. And Duquesne comes out of there with it, another rebound for the Dukes. They're +6 in that regard. Vojinovic on the other end, meanwhile, knocks down another tray. 20 points for Vojinovic on her 4th made triple.
The 2 hot hands in this game for Duquesne, Kadri Lass, Juliana Vojinovic, and she has really started to light it up here in the 2nd half.
The duo has accounted for 42 of the 73 points. A couple of turnovers exchanged. Now Dayton with just inside of 6 minutes to go. On the kick out, Canatelli's been quiet in the 2nd half and missed the tray there. Flag down in the corner by Giaconi. Canatelli, another look. No good again. 23-point lead for the Dukes. And here comes the press. Backcourt pressure. Bovell gets it ahead to Richardson. And a 2-on-1. Cannon tried to give it back to Richardson, and a kick ball will be called on the Flyers.
Good job by Duquesne, specifically Hallie Bovell and Connor Richardson, both helping out, avoiding the press. Bovell comes down to the short court to get it up to Richardson. That forced a 2-on-1 and the kick ball.
Gotta love the Duquesne hustle. Hitting the deck all game long, and this is about as an aesthetically pleasing stat sheet so far through 3.5 quarters, Josh Taylor, that Dan Bird could ask for. Whether it's the rebounds, whether it's the turnovers forced, you're looking at some of the helpers, how evenly distributed. Well, Connor Richardson just helped herself there on the straight line drive to put the Dukes up by 25.
That was about as easy as a path you're going to get to the lane, and she took advantage.
Out front, the 3 missed. Unable to find the bottom, Dennis. And another Duquesne rebound.
7th rebound for Libby Bazelak.
And that is a total of 35 for the Dukes, now on a 7-0 run.
This is on the best rebounding team in the conference. They're doing an amazing job here today.
Richardson gets the jump pass, dribbles into that corner, now out of there, working the screen with 12 to go, fading away. Flipped up the shot, no good. And into the forecourt, here comes Scaife. To the corner, Canatelli. Canatelli out high, open three on the way, straight on. Unable to finish, Dennis. And the rebound, the putback is unable to fall for Scaife. Crashing, Bovell, able to pull the ball out of harm's way. Get it to Voinovich, takes on a defender. Voinovich on the wing, waits for the rest of the team to arrive.
A lot of missed shots for both of Dayton's top scorers, both Scaife and for Canatelli in the second half.
Voinovich dribbling high, handing it off to Richardson. Out to the right side, with it Bazelak. And an offensive foul called on Duquesne underneath. Are they going to get Cannon? No, they'll get, instead, Connor Richardson away from the ball. So with 4:15 to play in our fourth quarter, Duquesne with a 25-point lead on one of the top programs in the A-10. Dayton, defending A-10 champs, going to the NCAA tournament the last couple of years. Winners of 3 in a row, matching their longest win streak of the year. What a performance, Duquesne, on both ends of the floor. Canatelli handing off. Into the lineup is Ellis Skeens for the first time. Canatelli lost the ball, picked up by Duquesne. Says, gimme, Bazelak into the front court. Inside of 4 minutes to go. Voinovich spots up. How about another? There it is.
There's that step back. Voinovich, that's her 5th three-pointer of the game. And I told you, once she gets into a rhythm, she is dangerous, and she hasn't let us down.
Underneath, dropping one in, Fowler. Now Voinovich, what a game. 23 points now, leading all scorers in this one.
Between Voinovich, Kadri Lass, that outside shooting has been stellar for Duquesne. An even 10 of 20 from three-point range.
She's 5 away, Voinovich, from her career high. She does now have a season high, surpassing what she did against Kent State back in November. Cannon turning, spinning, shot clock coming down. Can't get it. Coming up on 3 minutes to go, and Duquesne in the lead, 78-52. On the elbow, getting it out of harm's way, or at least trying to. Poked out, Fowler.
I'm gonna say she dribbled on the line.
Holy smokes. Another turnover, that will be the 17th for the Dayton Flyers.
Shaquilla Fowler has actually done a pretty good job throughout the course of the game, just trying to find space on the floor, but here's the difference. 4 turnovers in this game, 2 for 7 from the floor. That's why it has been working so well for her.
Richardson on the kick out to Cannon from the corner. The weak side board, back into the game. Kadri Lass. Voinovich with the 23 points, a season high for her. Voinovich, can she work this screen? No, she dribbles on the wing. Jacks another. Not this time.
Here's Libby Bazelak all over the place.
Bazelak had the 4 fouls, so she re-enters. Bazelak an opportunity to have a day. Here, let's see. Voinovich winding the clock. Voinovich, left side. Voinovich. Richardson, what a look to Cannon.
That was gorgeous. That was as beautiful as it's going to get. Nice no-look pass from Connor Richardson to a wide-open Paige Cannon. Good teamwork.
Canatelli chucks up a tray. Popped around into the hands of Dayton. The putback, Fowler, no. And a foul on the put-up attempt by Wilmoth. Cannon picks up the foul with 1:56 to go.
This second half is turning into one of those situations for Duquesne where everything is just coming out right for them. Whether it's defensively, whether it's offensively, setting up shots, everything has been coming up roses in the second half.
Richardson out of the game. Lass will check out as well.
A couple of seniors getting their due in a really impressive team game for them.
80-54. Duquesne outscoring the Flyers by 17 in the third, by 9 here in the fourth. putting up 47 in the second half. Out high. Another? Thank you.
Sure, why not?
What a game. Voinovich on the rolling timeout is going to watch Cannon come out of the game. Nina Aho checks in. 26 points.
That's her 6th three-pointer. That is a new career high. And when she bombs them like that, we've already seen, of course, she's coming up on that career high. I think it's 28 points. I think she has 26 right now.
Last year against VCU, she dropped 28. Inside of 90 seconds, it's all Duquesne. The triple missed by Giacone.
10th rebound for Libby Bazelak. There she is.
Bazelak, a chance at a double-double with the 7 points.
Uh-oh.
And a Dayton player is in a great deal of pain.
Looks like it's Jordan Wilmoth.
You hate for something along these lines to occur at this juncture in a game with this thing, for the most part, out of control. A 29-point contest. Over there to attend is Shauna Green, the third-year head coach, as you take a look at Amanda Kalin at press row. Looks like perhaps an ankle or that right leg, but anytime you, in women's basketball, get into the knee area, and it looks like she is kind of holding that knee, but hopefully it's perhaps just a hyperextension or something along those lines.
Good to see her get off the floor quickly. We've seen some pretty gruesome knee injuries, especially in recent weeks here, in both the college and professional levels. So to see her get up as quickly as she did off the floor, that's a good sign.
78 seconds to play here at the Palumbo Center. The Dukes flexing their muscles this afternoon in the second half. Again, they held a 1-point lead at the break. 50 points in the second half. And every shot just continues to fall. Doesn't matter who's taking it. This time, Nina Aho.
So we're seeing the reserves even get involved here, knocking a couple shots down. Like I said, everything going right for Duquesne.
Bucket and foul going to fall for Giacone.
Nice little take there to the paint for Giacone. A little up and under.
.51 seconds. Voinovich. A season high 26, a career best 6 made threes, going 6 of 9. Duquesne with 11 made trays. Shooting in this game 48%, 48 from downtown. A balanced attack by the Dukes in a game that they simply needed to win. Into and out of the hands of Angela Staffolino. .27 seconds. Shot clock is off. Fowler on the handoff. Into the game, Zabot. The 3 missed from the corner, and 12.3. It stays with Dayton. Well, Dan Burt has to be absolutely thrilled with watching his team's rebounding effort. 40-34 on the glass.
Also forcing 17 turnovers in this game, which is really impressive to see it against this Dayton team.
From the elbow with 2 seconds left. Skeens can't find it, and Duquesne, how about it? A hard-fought battle through the first 2 periods, and Duquesne